Hey guys, this is Allison Hunter, and today we are going to learn how to use the Vlookup function, this magnificent formula that comes with Microsoft Excel, using different type of parameters and or arguments or references that you might actually use for getting the results that you're looking for. So right now you can see on here in my screen a couple of things that I already have here that would allow us to just build up this idea. Of course, this is not a built-in function. This is something that I will call it is some sort of a tweak that we will use, or a trick that we will use to just be able to use VLOOKUP with some different type of criteria. Okay, of course, this is not something that I recommend for more advanced search method. I will recommend to use the search, the index, and the match function that will give you a wide range of search, of course. And I will also be, making some videos on the use of index and match. So don't worry, stay tuned because we still have more to bring for you guys. So for this list of people that I know, personal people or personal friends of mine, I will choose a combo box that will contain the list of all these names, and in here I will create another combo box that would allow me to basically add all the dates that they have for I will call on a score that they were doing for applying for a position. Okay, so they try one or two or some of them three times, and these are the results. So how do we go about that when we want to display in a single box like this one? Let me just highlight it so that you know what I'm talking about. So this yellow box here, how do we actually happen to get this information that we have here in order to get the information from two different parameters, in this case using the VLOOKUP function. So the good news is that you can do that. Of course you can, but you need some work on that. So that's what we're going to learn today. I will use this parameter, which is the name, along with the date, and putting these two together, I will be able to retrieve with the VLOOKUP function the information that I'm looking for. So what's the trick? What's the tweak in this particular case or a scenario or situation or event or whichever way you want to call it? Basically, I will have column B in here as my partner in crime, which means that I will use this column, do something over here, and then I will hide this column so nobody can see what I did in order to retrieve the information to this box that we have here. So let's go and do that right away. So in order for me to pull up the information that I'm looking for, I'm using this formula right here. Okay, basically I'm using a VLOOKUP, all right, including the column B, because in here I will use my main parameter. It will be a single parameter out of two parameters that I will use in order to retrieve the information that I'm looking for. So this will be called parameter, okay, or even plural, because there will be two that will use as one. You can always just leave it like this if you just don't want to, go fancy about it, because this will be, I will hide this column in place, but just in case you just want to keep being a little bit fancy when it comes to just build up things like this. So let's just do it like that. And if you just don't want to feel out of tune, just go ahead and add the cells formatting for borders as well. So what am I going to do here? So I'm going to concatenate using concatenate formula. Of course, you have three formulas that I have mentioned in previous videos in regards to text manipulation and concatenating or joining text, but we will use the classical concatenate here in order to get the results that we are looking for. So using concatenate, I will put the name and I will follow with the date. So this will give me a whole string of the name and the date together. So let's see if my formula, the formula that I have here, as a matter of fact, just drag this down so that we have all of them ready for what we're looking for. Excellent. So now in this area here, as you can see, I already have this formula set up. Okay, so what I'm saying here is Vlookup. Okay, look for this date and this string or name along with this string, but this string I want you to use the text formula that will allow me to pass this string as a date format, and I will put them together so this becomes a whole parameter right here when I'm actually um, shadowing this area so that you know, or selecting this area so that you know this is a whole parameter. And then of course I'm just gonna give the range in which or the table array, whichever way you want to call it, in which Vlookup will look for this information. And then I will tell Vlookup, okay, once you find this parameter, go to the right 4 columns and get the information that I'm actually looking for. And with the false here, I'm just being specific that I want the exact match for what I'm looking for. Now the rest of things is just in case we have an error, which means that we didn't find anything like that. I just don't want to have the ugly thing that Vlookup actually gives you when a parameter is not being found. You know, uh, the sharp with the NA and stuff. I don't want to see that. So let's get the formula if error to work by getting the information that Vlookup is actually throwing. If Vlookup is giving us that error, we will simply say record not found. All right, so let's just go ahead and hit enter. And as you can see, the results are now working. Now, the beauty of this is just being able to hide. Let's right click and click on hide. So no, there's no, I would call a visual of what you're using in order to be able to retrieve this information. Let's look for Julio Castañeda right here. And let's see, he didn't have anything on 618, as you can see there, but probably he had something on the 15, as you can see there. So let's just go ahead and click on 15 here, and you can see there that he has a 6.3 in here, exactly how he has it in here. So as you can see, this is a magnificent way of using the Vlookup with in this case 2 criteria, but you can also be more creative if you want to add another parameter or another argument, whichever way you want to call it. You are able to do so just by adding this set of concatenations that will allow you to do the trick. Remember, this is a tweak or a trick, whichever way you want to call it, but this is not recommended. For more specific and deep search cases, you can use the index and match combined with the search, and this is something that I will actually talk about in some other videos. So for the moment, thank you so much for being able to be with us today.